Hello students, welcome to the second part of respiration in plants. In the last lecture we have completed up this reaction, that is the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respirations. So basically aerobic means the presence of oxygen and anaerobic means without the it means absence of oxygen. Okay, so we have carried out this part. Now let's look at the distinguish between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So basically this is aerobic respiration. In the process, see, it occurs in the presence of oxygen, it occurs in the absence of oxygen. Okay, what does get breakdown? The glucose, the food we can talk. Okay, it is going to get breakdown. Now in aerobic respiration, since it is a complete, okay, it is a complete breakdown of the glucose, so it releases the products, that is carbon dioxide and water. But in anaerobic respiration, it can be reduced to lactic acid, carbon dioxide and alcohol. See, this lactic acid, it is a product in the animals. Okay, but when we talk about the plants, so we are going to get two products, that is carbon dioxide and alcohol. And inside the animals we are going to get two products, that is lactic acid and carbon dioxide. So this shows that the carbon dioxide is released in both the cases, in plants also and animals also. But ethyl alcohol will be formed. This is ethyl alcohol which will be formed in the plants, and this is the lactic acid which will be formed in the animals. Okay, it takes longer time, but it is a fast process. It takes a less amount of time. Why? Because see, why it takes a longer time? It's very obvious, because this is a complete breakdown. Okay, because this is a complete breakdown. Now the glucose molecules will be completely broken down. But anaerobic respiration is an incomplete process. Why it is an incomplete process? Because it does not break up the glucose molecule completely. Okay, it is going to leave up the product for you, that is the ethyl alcohol. Okay, it produces large amount of energy. How much energy? That is 38 ATP. It releases small amount of energy. How much? 2 ATP. Where does this 38 ATP occurs? Okay, it occurs in plants and animals, both cases. But where does this anaerobic respiration can occur? Inside the bacteria, inside the human muscles. Some of a day you get tired, your eyes get reddish and you yawn. So at that period of a time, the body science shows us that your body needs up the oxygen. There is a deficient amount of oxygen in your body. So even the humans respire anaerobically when this kind of a condition occurs, like yawning, redness of eye. These are nothing but the symbols that the body is deficient of oxygen. Now it's an experiment time. Okay, so as we have discussed each and everything regarding the aerobic and anaerobic, okay, regarding the reactions, where is the process that is going to get occur. Now it's time to see the experiments which are related to plants. So our first experiment, we have to prove that oxygen is used up in respiration. Okay, so what is the main word? That is the oxygen, O2. I am going to write the symbolic form, O2. Oxygen is necessary. Now we know that oxygen, water, temperature, all we required. Okay, all the plants required. But now it's a proving time that whether this oxygen is that necessary for respiration. So let's perform up this experiment. Now I'm going to take a two apparatus. Okay, this is flask A, this, and this is flask B. This is the water we can see out here. Okay, and we have kept this as wet cotton wool. Okay, even we have kept a wet cotton wool. Okay, you have to just soak up the cloth in the water and you just have to keep it up. Okay, in A there are the seeds which are germinating. Okay, these are the seeds, they are going to get germinate. Okay, and in the flask B we are going to keep the dead seeds. What does dead seed means? Dead seed means we have to boil them up. Okay, dead seed means the seed which is dead. And how the seeds are going to get dead? When we are going to boil them at extreme condition. Extreme condition means at very high temperature. So at that period of a time the seed will become dead, and we have to apply some antiseptic on these dead seeds. We have to apply the antiseptic. What is the function of this antiseptic? The function of this antiseptic is to avoid bacterial decay. Okay, the seeds which are dead. Okay, so we know the property that the bacteria feeds on dead plants and animals, no? Dead thing, dead plants, animals, anything. Okay, so basically the bacteria should not grow on these seeds and should not damage up. So we should apply the antiseptic so that we can avoid these seeds to get bacterial decay. Now what we have to do, see what we have to do. So this was the basic procedure. Okay, and the apparatus should be airtight. Okay, this is the cork which is fitted at the top, and inside this cork there is a tube which passes in the water. This is water. This tube that is inserted inside this water. Now why? And inside this flask we have kept two test tubes. Okay, in test tube 1 we have kept soda lime, and in the test tube B again we have kept the soda lime. Why this soda lime was kept? See, first let's understand what do you mean by soda lime. Soda lime is nothing but it is a mixture of sodium hydroxide. Soda lime, what it is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and slake lime. What is slake lime? You might know the formula, calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is also called as the slake lime. Slake lime is a common name. So what is soda lime? Soda lime, it is a mixture of NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, and calcium hydroxide. Why it has been kept? See, as I said that we need oxygen. Okay, that the plants needs the seed needs oxygen. Okay, and in return what the seed is going to get released? The seed takes in oxygen, and what does the seeds do? They gives out carbon dioxide. So when the carbon dioxide is released in the flask A, so the function of this soda lime is to absorb the carbon dioxide. Okay, what is the function of this soda lime? The function of this soda lime is to absorb the carbon dioxide which is released by the seeds. Okay, so after few days, see, in the initial the water was here. Okay, I'm just making up the marking so that you can understand. In the initial the water level was this, but after few days the water level inside the A rised. Okay, the water level inside the flask A rised. Why and how it happened? Now let's understand. Why flask A? Why inside the flask A the tube water level got raised? Okay, the water which was present in the tube got raised. Why? The reason is very simple. So seeds take in oxygen, and what does they do? They gives out the carbon dioxide. Okay, they gives out the carbon dioxide. But when they were giving up this carbon dioxide inside this flask, the function of the soda lime was started. What was the function of the soda lime? The function of the soda lime was to absorb all the carbon dioxide which is present inside the flask. So all the carbon dioxide has been absorbed. Now, so what happens? Since there was no carbon dioxide left inside this flask, so there was no oxygen also left inside this, because the oxygen has been used up by the seeds and they started to germinate. What does germinate means? This was a seed and it started to show up some signs of growing. Okay, the seeds started to germinate because the oxygen has been used up by these seeds. So because of this, there was a creation of vacuum inside this tube, and that is why the water level rise. What do you mean by a condition of a vacuum? Let's understand. See, whenever we take any of the drink, okay, when we take any of the fruit drinks, so we insert up the straw and we try to suck it up. So what happens? The fluid which is present inside the glass suddenly rise up. Why it rise up? Because inside the straw there is an oxygen, but whenever you suck at that period of a time, you use this oxygen which is present in the straw. So there is a creation of a vacuum. What do you mean by vacuum? Vacuum means absence of oxygen. When there is no oxygen, so that is why the fluid rise. So again in this case same happens. The seed has been used up by these seeds. The oxygen has been used up by the seeds. So because of this, there was a creation inside the tube, and due to which the water level rise inside the tube. And inside the bee, as this was a dead seed, they are not going to release any of the they are not going to take any of the oxygen. Since they are not going to take any of the oxygen, so they are not going to release carbon dioxide also. As they are not going to perform any of the intake of oxygen or diffusion of carbon dioxide, the water level remains the same. Okay. Now, so the previous experiment was related to the oxygen. So we have saw that how much oxygen is necessary for the seeds to germinate. Now, seeds take in oxygen, that has been proved. But the gas which has been relieved is carbon dioxide only. We have to prove that seeds take in oxygen, but the gas which is going to release by the seeds, is it the carbon dioxide or some other gas? Let's understand. Now, first we will take setup A and setup B. Inside the setup A, there are soaked beans, okay, and inside this B, they are the boiled seeds. Boiled seed means the dead. As I said, you have to boil the seeds at the high temperature so that it gets die. Now, what is going to happen? Inside the flask A, they are going to take in the oxygen and they are going to release the carbon dioxide gas. And in this B, no such case is going to happen. No taking in of oxygen and no expelling out of the carbon dioxide. Why? Because it is dead. Okay, and the dead things does not take in oxygen or releases carbon dioxide. Now what is going to happen? Let's understand. After few days, we have kept this experiment for around few days, okay, around 3 to 4 days. So in this 3 to 4 days, the seeds which were there inside this flask A started to germinate, but the seeds which were kept in the B showed up no sign. Okay. Now, but we are proving whether the release of the air was carbon dioxide only or some other gas. So we have took up this lime water. Okay, we have took a test tube, and inside that test tube, it has been filled with the lime water. So first I am going to take a condition A. So this was A, suppose. And which gas was present inside this? That was carbon dioxide. Okay, so when we started to release of this carbon dioxide gas, see this, inside this test tube, since the density of carbon dioxide is heavier, okay, since the density of carbon dioxide is more than air. So we know according to the physics the density of carbon dioxide is heavier, so it is going to go down, the carbon dioxide will go down inside this and the air will remain up. Why? Due to the density region. So when this carbon dioxide got in touch with this lime water eventually got converted into milky. This lime water turns milky, got eventually converted milky. Okay, what does milky means? Fair white, okay, perfect white like milk. Now we took this also, B condition, and we try to insert up this lime we try to insert up the gas which is present inside B which was present inside the B into the lime water, but lime water showed no sign. Why no sign was shown? Because as I said, the seeds were dead, so it is not going to respire only. So as it is not going to get respire, so how germination will occur? So this has been proved. When the lime water turns milky, when there is a presence of carbon dioxide. When there is no presence of carbon dioxide, it won't turns milky. Okay. Now we are going to look forward to the next experiment. So in the first part we have completed regarding the oxygen. In the second part we have completed regarding the carbon dioxide and took the lime water part. Now we have to prove that the carbon dioxide is produced by green plants during respiration. Okay. Now the previous two experiment was related to seeds. Okay, there was the involvement of the seeds, that is the normal seed and the dead seeds. But the experiment 3 is related to the plants. So we all know that the plant functions in a reverse way. What does it takes in? It takes in carbon dioxide and releases oxygen. But before telling that part, I would like to mention some part. This experiment was carried out in dark. So first make it a point before proving up that the carbon dioxide is produced by green plant during respiration. So one would have a question, sir, how the carbon dioxide would be produced by the plants? It produces oxygen. So, but during night time, the plants function in a reverse way. What does they do? They take in oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. So first there is a marking, okay, the experiment has been carried out in the dark. Now I'm going to start up with some of the point. So you have understood of the property of the lime water. What was the function of the lime water? The function of the lime water was when carbon dioxide gets involved, when carbon dioxide gas is introduced inside this lime water, it turns milky. But when carbon dioxide gas is not introduced inside this lime water, it is not going to appear milky. So first what we are going to do, see, this experiment has been carried out from the right hand side to the left hand side, from the right side to the left side. Okay, this is an air. What do you mean by air? Air means nothing but the composition of different gases. What are the different gases? It would be nitrogen, it would be hydrogen, it would be oxygen, it would be carbon dioxide. So air has been introduced. So as I said, inside this air there would be a presence of carbon dioxide. Okay, and we have kept a reservoir which is of soda lime. Now what was the function of a soda lime? We have studied. What do you mean by soda lime? It's a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. The function of this soda lime was to absorb of this carbon dioxide. So when this carbon dioxide got absorbed, so what is the gas which was left? It was left only oxygen, because CO2 has been absorbed here only. Okay, here only the CO2 got absorbed. The CO2 has been absorbed. So what is left? Only the oxygen part was left. So this oxygen was moving through the tube and got inserted inside this lime water. Inside this flask it entered, and what was kept inside this flask? This was the lime water. Okay, since the lime water was kept, it doesn't turn milky. It remained clear. Clear means not affected. Lime water was like that only. It hasn't turned milky. Why? Because there was no presence of carbon dioxide. So that is why this gas shows that this gas was free of carbon dioxide air. Okay, the gas which was passed, the air which was passed was free from this carbon dioxide. Why? Because of this soda lime. Now we are going to move. So due to the density region, as I said, it is going to move up. Okay, this is carbon dioxide free air. Okay, so now carbon dioxide free air means, in short, you can understand like this also. This is oxygen. Carbon dioxide free air means the oxygen. Due to the density region, the carbon dioxide is going to move inside this tube. It is going to enter into this rim. Okay, this apparatus is called rim, RIM. Now, okay, so now what happens? So this oxygen which has moved inside this rim, okay, or bell jar also you can take. It is also called as bell jar. Okay, the bell jar, this is a bell jar, okay, or a rim. This should be airtight. Okay, this should be airtight. Why it should be airtight? So no oxygen, no carbon dioxide, no other gases comes in. Only we have to prove up the experiment. So the apparatus should be airtight. So as I said, this this experiment was carried out in the dark. So this plant is going to take in oxygen, and see, we can see out this part. There is an arrow upward. We can see this arrow which is moving upward. What is this gas? This gas is nothing but the carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is going to move inside this tube and is going to enter into a new flask, that is the flask B. Okay, and inside this flask again lime water was kept, but there was a difference between the flask A lime water and flask B. Inside the flask A it was clear, means the lime water didn't turn milky, but inside the flask B the lime water turned milky. So how the lime water turned milky? Because it has got the presence of carbon dioxide, that's why. Okay, so we could easily perform up this part, that the gas released by plants is nothing but the carbon dioxide. So this proves this is a plant. Which gas it released? It released carbon dioxide. And how we came to know? By inserting up this into the lime water. And this part should be carried out in the dark. Okay, and this bell jar, okay, this bell jar should be covered with a black cloth. Why it should be covered with a black cloth? To prevent the photosynthesis process, because during photosynthesis it is going to liberate carbon dioxide now. So it should not happen, your experiment should not get affected. So this bell jar should be covered with the black cloth, so no photosynthesis is going to get occur. Now the fourth experiment. Now we have to show that the heat is evolved during respiration. Now this is A and this was B. Okay, so what is going to happen? We are going to take some seeds. Okay, in flask A, we are going to keep dry seeds. Dry means the dead seeds, okay? Dead seeds. And the dead seeds is covered, okay, with antiseptic. We are going to apply the antiseptic. Why we are going to apply the antiseptic? As I already said, bacterial decay, to avoid the bacterial decay, so that the seed should not get damaged. And inside the B, we are going to insert this germinating seeds. Okay, and this, both this flask, this is called the thermos flask, okay, thermos flask, this apparatus, and both of this has been covered with the wet cotton wool here, wet cotton wool, and through that wet cotton wool we are going to introduce this thermometer, okay, here and here, and we are going to keep this thermometer at the same condition. Suppose I start up my temperature at 20 degrees Celsius. After few hours, what is going to happen? After few hours, inside the flask A, what was the temperature in the initial, means in the start? It was 20. And after few hours, the thermometer showed only this part, that is 20 degrees. Means in the flask A, it showed no sign, okay, no sign of germination. Why? Because the seeds were dry. As it shows no sign of germination, the temperature remained unaffected. But in flask B, inside the flask B, what was the initial temperature we took? We took 20 degrees Celsius. But after few hours, it rises to around 30 degrees Celsius. So in the flask B, we noticed one thing, okay, in the initial it was 20 degree, but after few hours it rised and came up to 30 degrees Celsius. So this experiment shows us, now this experiment shows us that the germinating seeds evolve heat, okay, the seeds evolve heat, germinating seeds, GS, germinating seeds evolve heat during respiration, okay. When these seeds are going to respire, at that period of time, these germinating seeds will evolve a lot of heat, whereas in the condition A, these dry seeds is not going to evolve any kind of a heat. Now the last one, to demonstrate an anaerobic respiration. So we are going to take, see, first what we are going to do, first I am going to make you introduce with the apparatus part. See, this is a test tube. This is a test tube. Inside this test tubes, I am going to take some 8 to 10 soaked and peeled off peas. Okay, pea. So I am going to introduce inside this, and I am going to fill mercury inside this at the top, till the top. Now, what I am going to do, I am going to invert this part. Invert. Okay. I am going to invert this test tube, and this is the, and I am going to keep this test tube inside this beaker part like this. As we can see in the condition A, this is condition A. So inverted means what? Upside down. Okay, like this I am going to keep. So we can see the seeds have moved up. Why the seeds have moved up? The reason would be density only. The density is less, so the things are up, and the density is high, so the things will be down. The mercury is at down. The mercury is down, and the seeds are at top. Why? Due to the density reason. Now, so we are going to carry out this experiment for around 2 to 3 days. After 2 to 3 days, we have noticed, okay, that this germinating seeds which was kept inside this test tube left some space out here. We can see this space out here, and on that space, which gas was this? This is nothing but the carbon dioxide. Okay, which gas it was germinating? Which gas it was releasing? It was releasing carbon dioxide gas. So we can see this empty space. Now what we are going to do? Okay, now what we are going to do? If we have to see again the rise, again this part should come in this part. Okay, again this condition should take this part again. Okay, I mean to say, okay, this empty space should be filled again with the mercury, and I have to reverse the condition like this again into the original. So how it was possible? So I am going to introduce some of the carbon dioxide, okay. I am going to introduce some of the potassium hydroxide inside this. As I am going to introduce some of the potassium hydroxide inside this test tube, okay. Inside this test tube I am going to introduce some potassium hydroxide. So what is going to happen? The seeds will be at the top and the mercury will be filled like this. So the reverse condition could take place easily. Okay, I am going to share up the video regarding this part. So this shows that seeds respire anaerobically. Anaerobically means what? Without the absence of oxygen. Okay, absence of oxygen. In the absence of oxygen also the seeds can germinate. Now there are two different comparisons: respiration in plants compared with respiration in animals. Inside the plants there is no gaseous transport. The plants simply takes in carbon dioxide and releases oxygen, which is known as the cell to cell diffusion. Okay, but inside the animal body is very complex. The oxygen is supplied through the blood, okay, but inside the plant there is no blood. So how the transportation is going to carry? So it is going to carry it only through the cell to cell diffusion. But inside the animals there is a blood, so it becomes very easy for the transportation. Now inside this anaerobic respiration, plant is going to release ethanol, which is also known as the ethyl alcohol, while in animals it is going to release the lactic acid. Okay, anaerobic means what? Incomplete. Okay, incomplete breakdown of glucose in the absence of oxygen. Plants produce less heat as compared to animals. Plants produce less heat because they does not show locomotion. What does locomotion means? Moving from one place to another. Animals moves from one place to another in search of the food, and they do a lot of physical activity, so they release more amount of heat as compared to plants. Now this is a basic distinguish between a respiration and combustion. Combustion means the burning. Inside the respiration it occurs in a series of steps. Yes, we have studied the two steps. One was the glycolysis and the other one was the Krebs cycle. But the combustion is very easy. It is a single step. Okay. The respiration is carried out by the enzymes. Enzyme here was sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay. Combustion means simply heating. Respiration is a biochemical process. Why it is being called as a biochemical process? Because see, it is very obvious. It is very obvious that the glucose will be converted into CO2 and H2O. The formula is going to get changed, na? And why it is called as biochemical? Because biochemical means enzymes are going to get, and this is the physiochemical process, means just releasing of heat. Okay, we can see the rise in the temperature only. Energy liberated as ATP and some heat. Heat and light is liberated because of the burning part. Inside the respiration, no light energy is required. But whenever you burn up any of the thing, so at that period of a time, light is produced. Respiration is cellular process. Yes, it works in the cytoplasm and mitochondria. But combustion is not a cellular process. Respiration occurs at a body temperature, okay, according to the living organisms. Like in humans, we need 37 degrees Celsius. So it will occur at the body temperature. Combustion can occur at a very high temperature also, okay, no need of that part. So this is the respiration part. So thank you students, this was the part 2 of respiration in plants.